But we're all good to go. So Hannah, you do them so well, and I've missed your lovely voice. I'm shouting a bit, I'll get tired off. I've missed your lovely voice. Would you like to give us a bit of a rundown? I'm here to help fill in any gaps or answer any questions.
Oh gosh, I feel like it's all the gaps. But how far back do we want to go?
Okay, well, just basically the necropolis. All right, I'll give you a quick rundown, and this is going to be the very light abridged version. You go through the Sea of Shards. You lower yourself down into the necropolis. The necropolis closes, and Duval is lost to you. You enter a room, there's lots of globules of blood, blah blah blah. You go through, there's a princess's chamber you discover, set up a few things, the glass blood traps, which you all manage to overcome and notice. You plough your way through. I'm going to change maps so I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you plough your way through into a lava room, which offers a bounty of secret rooms, and there's some statues which Finn happens to notice and rectify, which opens a secret room where you acquire a few goodies, and I think it was Jess or someone discovers that you have to let the magma roll down into the Ankh to fill up the Ankh in order to maintain the door from staying open. What am I missing? You discover Telio, who is presented to you as a zombie when you first open up the sarcophagus that he was thrown into. You don't know much about him. He's not been able to speak because he's been...
Oh no, he just started to, didn't he?
Who's Telio?
To speak.
That's Jeff.
That's Jess's character.
What happened to Jess's old character?
I just didn't want to play Almarth anymore.
Okay, well, Almarth left. That's all I need to know.
No, Almarth is still here. I wanted a little bit of a run around.
Cool. And
we have a mummy companion now. Zombie companion?
So technically, Telio is de-zombifying very, very slowly.
Yeah.
And is presenting to look a bit like an asthma.
When you say de-zombifying, is she like, I don't know, eating people who opened up her coffin and therefore turning more human as time goes by?
No, that's
not the mummy
thing. He didn't do that.
Otherwise, we would have killed Telio, though I still don't trust Telio based on shit I'm reading in my notes.
Is Telio afraid of cats?
Currently, yeah, he has a mild phobia.
Mild phobia of cats.
Yeah, I'm gonna strap a few cats to me all the time.
And so, as you made your way through the last of the corridor, I think it was Rain decided to use Jeremy 3.0 as a minesweeper, and basically triggered all the last of the necrotic traps, paving the way for you, making it nice and clear as these sort of shadowy shards of death would just sort of come out of the ground. I will just basically semi-meta slight spoiler you. You remember you had a puzzle where the Wet Wobbet statue was standing and there was all those orbs. You triggered the necrotic orb, and that's why you surmised that all of the traps so far have been charged with a necrotic damage. You currently find yourself, let's see, you made your way through the sort of lower sanctum. It's much, much darker. Visibility is reduced somewhat, and it seems like Samity and Quarandrian are holding back in the main foyer, as it were. The rest of you press forward into the main room, which was glowing red, and the light was emanating from a bleeding pool. I believe it was Hannah who went to go and investigate, and as she got close, it started to come up a bit like Abyss. If anyone's watched that old movie Abyss, where it comes up and starts to sort of look like and looks to go to touch her, I think. And if it didn't, then that's what I planned for it to happen. Anyway, so you get about...
Try to throw Telio in the pond, if we're talking about this area here.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yes. Yeah. So maybe you want to carry on from there.
So from there, I attempted to push Telio into the pond and did not succeed. So did we say about the doors?
What did you say about the doors? Oh, yes. So as you approach... Did you want to say?
So basically we come up to a set of doors where it says, beware the blank of web criminals in life blank in blank. And underneath in common, in battle, a warrior must first use their blank. Of which it was actually Rain who then managed to fulfill the sentence, beware the guardians of web criminals in life, protectors in death. Upon pushing the shield and the sword and head of the statue, a glow erupted from the head, of which a bit of gas came out with necrotic damage. And the Dragonborn warriors then split in half, showing in the dark room before us, with this dark and foreboding pool, which was looking a little red for our liking. We see 4 pictures of hung Dragonborns next to these statues. And we got a very... Do I want to know what you guys are on about?
Hannah, how hung are these Dragonborn?
Good lord.
Yeah, that's one.
I would like a blow-by-blow description, Hannah, if you can.
Oh.
I think we had 4 at once at one point.
Were you like, oh, mama, that's a lot of scales?
A 4-way match, is that right?
Oh, there were 4 of them, so that'd be 5 at least.
Why is that dragon holding the other dragon's horns? No, oh wait.
They're just really comfortable with each other.
That Dragonborn's got 2 tails.
Jess, can you breathe? Breathe, Jess, breathe.
Just wait to hear a thump on the end of that line. Just go quiet, like, yep. She'll come back in a minute.
She passed out.
Yes, Telio was the one who stealthed ahead into the bloodbath room, and behind the fountain there is a statue, and the blood, so to speak, is actually pouring out from the statue's wrist into the bath.
That's correct.
We identified that the Dragonford statues were all looking a little different. 2 barbarians and a bard and what looked like a fighter or a paladin. And Telio thought they heard a moan from the fountain when it started up. Not helping that issue, but anyways.
Dragon. Moan.
So yes, I attempted to push Telio into the pool, but sadly did catch himself. And after approaching the statue, found a pewter blood-letting dagger. Dorful then went around a corner. What do you want, Wayne?
What's the pool made of? Or what's
Blood.
the pool got in it? So you want to push somebody we found into the blood pool?
Do you mean, do I want to push a zombie person who jumped out, who I'm not really fond of, into the pool? Yes, I do.
That's the fun thing kids do these days.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Okay, keep going.
I don't have a lot of trust in Telio. I'm very big on protecting my people, and Telio currently is not my people.
And that's right for yourself.
Alright,
Okay.
based on these comments, I can send you some really wrong things, so please just stop.
Oh, well.
We want it to be a safe environment for Hannah, so we're going to have to back it off, kids.
Yeah, someone already scarred me for life a couple months ago. Thank you. So Dorful was the first one who actually made their way around the corridor we see up to the north, which the hieroglyphs on there depicted the statue's downfall, so criminals in life, and down the line depicted as holy people. Dorful then triggered a drop pit and managed to get out of the way just. While Telio dropped some blood into the pool, and the blood in the pool reached up to draw the blood out.
That's right. I knew it was
And
something.
that was when the kneeling fighter paladin looked to be crumbling with that blood donation. Rain was a little bit confused, but thought this was probably a ceremonial chamber with all the necromancy magic around and start of a sacrificial offering. The statue crumbling is a sign of change with that guard, of it being appeased.
Very good.
The Dorful then, you putting pittons against the wall, starts blasting at everything in the hall ahead, and nothing happened. Paranoia at its finest.
It was a very deadly trap that I triggered the first time around, so I figured I'll just wreck the place.
That is fair. Back at the
just ping for
bloodbath.
me which room you fired into again, Dorful? I just forget.
What was that, sorry?
It was the
Just
corridor.
ping-
In the corridor.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was just...
after I dodged that trap, I was like, right, nah, just pitted up onto the wall and just firebolted everything.
Yep. And Qualdron followed... So back at the
Perfect.
bloodbath, Qualdron follows a different path in and rumbling sounds. And out from the wall appears a horrific sight. A dragonborn knight with a pulsating tongue and intestines pulsing out of its abdomen. Ray isn't sure what it is. Telio knows it as a morgue. A very rare undead creature. In brackets, I have DM creation, which has burst out from beside a statue, looking slightly like the statue. Now, that is the end of my notes, but from memory, it wasn't just one, wasn't two, but there was 3 of these fellas that burst out from the walls. And by the looks of it, we have not triggered the last gentleman.
I thought we had.
No. We didn't trigger the last one because Telio's blood donation destroyed it before it could come out.
There you go.
Right.
That must have been the one that crumbled.
Does Telio have blood to donate?
Yes, because Telio is slowly and steadily turning into an Azima from zombie. Think of it like rehydration.
Sorry,
That's
Like,
exactly what
just-
we were thinking.
so what are we
Usually
trying to
drinking to
do?
rehydrate.
What are we trying to do now?
Okay, the aim of the game when you were back in the palace was that you were in search of the Raj Pasha's wife, which is why you are currently escorted by the one last remaining Ifriti. And basically you've heard some very bad things that are happening in the necropolis. What was it now? He was like... You have discovered that Wetwabet is like a destroyer of worlds. He's the god of death. And no, Matt, he is not Anubis. Anubis is after Wetwabet. Anyway,
Damn it, that's right.
so some very
So-
bad shit's going on. Yep.
Okay, so specifically, we're in this room, and you say there's one more statue. We need to crack the statue? Is that the aim? Or not to
No,
crack it?
it's already crumbled, so we've taken out the others. So technically, as far as we're aware, there are currently no more threats.
But this one that you pinged on the screen, is that a cracked statue already?
Yes,
Yeah,
so that one's
one-
cracked. If you'd like, you can go destroy it. No one's going to stop you.
Well, no, that's fine if you're saying it's not. Okay, so specifically, what are we doing in this room? What is our next goal to do specifically?
Well,
Are we trying
did
to
we
crack
find
a
anything
door?
up here, Dorful?
I haven't checked over there. I came from up the top. I was looking down here next.
But you came through that way, didn't you?
No, I came through the top. Oh yeah, there was nothing up there. It was like an embalming chamber.
Okay.
There's a bunch of dusty old tools. I had a quick look with my 19 passive perception. Didn't see much, so kept moving.
Well, I think from here we'd just be progressing forwards. I'm assuming we can see there's something there
That's correct.
behind that
So,
statue.
Areas of interest
we-
are this door, the pool of blood, the bleeding pool, and this large reinforced door here. And then to the south is also another door of
I still feel very strongly that Telia should go for a swim in the pool of blood to rehydrate.
Well, that would explain where the blood's coming from that she donated in the first place.
Coming from
we-
a bleeding statue who's like, just,
Could we take Telio to the embalming room and see if we can do some reverse embalming? Like maybe take some bandages off or something?
go for it.
How's my medicine?
Right.
I got a +1 in medicine.
Rain.
Rain is quite good at medicine, yes. Maybe you can help him.
Oh, I don't have proficiency. I was like, I know what the organs are called. I don't know what they look like.
All right,
I don't have any myself.
All right, so this is what the Baron does. Gets a flask out, he uses Mage Hand to grab some blood from the pool,
Oh no.
and then he will bring the blood over to Tilio while not touching it, and see whether or not pouring the blood on Tilio's, what do you call it, bandages does anything.
Okay. As you pour the blood onto Telio, specifically onto his bandages, nothing happens. Although, Baron, I will get you to just roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, but remember, I'm not touching it.
Oh, okay, you're quite a distance away.
Magic. No, I use Mage Hand, my friend. I don't.
Cool, okay.
Touching things for other people.
Right,
We'd love to touch things.
All the same, some splashes onto the floor and lands on Dorful, but nothing happens.
Okay. So nothing happens. All right. So it's. Can we go to the embalming room and do examination? See if there's anything weird about it. Maybe we can use the tools there to examine it.
I'd love to investigate that room. I nearly got killed finding it, so.
So can we, we take another sample of blood using Mage Hand flask, and we go to room and we have a look, and we take a half zombie Azuma with us.
Yep, okay, so position yourselves in the room.
All right. If anybody objects, let me know. Then we don't do it. Okay. We look around. There's any manuscripts, tools, missives, pieces of paper, papyrus, stuff on the walls, hieroglyphs.
As the Baron and Dorful cross the threshold into this room, you're all hit with a splitting agony in your heads, and for a moment it blurs your vision. Then suddenly, in unison, each and every one of you gets this ringing through your brain. Yes, I made this. Yes, this is my voice. I love you all. So you all have to play it, and you have to tell me when you finish playing it. I can post it in Facebook if that's easier. I'll do that as well. I'm going to play it as well because
my work, my progeny, my son.
it's like 4 minutes long. Sorry.
I see you met your sister.
Starting now.
Her part is played out for now. Tell me, do you walk to me to fulfill your destiny? To complete the rite and operate within the fate I have determined for you.
had my mic on mute. That wasn't great. So, if everyone's listened to it, that mind violation was brought to you by the master, as his deathly voice basically rasps through not your ears but through your mind, through your soul. There's a chill that just almost freezes your heart still, and you swear that just for a couple of seconds all of your hearts don't beat. I believe Finn wants to do something.
Finn is going to run across the room to grapple Rain.
Oh.
Okay, show me the
know?
direction you're taking.
Do we know Rain's gone bad?
No, you don't know that. I've just heard the same message.
Rain has heard the same message.
Yeah.
I don't remember how to get this thing to snap. Oh, there we go. There we go. Did you see that?
I did. Thanks for that. So you're going to grapple Rain, is this correct? Which I suppose kind of makes some sense. I will need you, with your abundance of strength, I need you to make the correct strength.
Well, if she says "you little shit" and then starts trying to charge towards Rain, I will just say "Carl," and then Carl will try to grapple her.
Or I move?
Well, Carl gets a reaction, I think.
Ooh.
If it's just between you
How
two,
is that
I'll-
going to play out? Because
get the
Carl
parties involved.
was right behind me before
Right,
I
so-
moved.
It's can you hear that bass? Where is that coming from? I think it's in the telly. If you, between yourself, both Rain and Finn, want to roll me initiative, out of order, because it's just you two. But if anyone else decides to dive in, then we will roll initiative.
I think it might be an idea for everybody to roll, because then they can choose to act or not, and we don't have to worry about the whole initiative occurring.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let me just... I have to remember what it is. Here we are. Let me just clear this one just one moment, please. Legal turns. Clear. Okay, you sexy peoples. Philly boots.
Wow.
Like makes an argument for the fact that a surprise round.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I would
I-
say,
would-
yeah.
Would you though? Did Rain know what was going to happen? Because I'd say he gets the surprise round.
Well, I didn't say little shit out loud. That was no.
Fair enough. That's fine.
And so, look, the way surprise rounds work is that you still have initiative, and when the person's turn comes up, they do nothing. But anybody who's got alertness can act. Anybody who's got, that sort of weapons of warning can act. Yeah. And then obviously after your turn's gone by, you still get reactions after your turn comes across. So yeah.
Okay, so...
So
What?
just quickly, because I didn't think we'd be going into combat this quickly. So did you work out the details on that cutlass?
Cutlass of the Gorgon. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I closed that bloody page. Yeah, leave it with me. I think I did it. But, feel free to carry on in turn order. So basically it will be Finn who acts first. So you're making a dash for Rain, is that correct?
So, what I'm actually doing is I am running along the bottom. So that's my movement along the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm then bonus action Misty Stepping,
Right.
which I remember correctly I got from... I think I just have that as a spell. Where is Misty Step? Or was it? No, fudge. I have Misty Step, I know that. I'm just trying to remember how I have Misty Step.
Don't you have the dagger thing?
No, that's not this game. That's,
I think it's a spell.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think I just have it as a second level spell. Yes, I do. So, in which case then, Misty Step next to Rain to be able to, as my actual action, grapple.
Okay, make the rolls.
Which is going to be awful. But anyways. Oh.
Comes from your sorcerer spells.
13. That was awful.
Well, mine's at -1, so.
Well, you get athletics or acrobatics. It's you get to choose.
Oh, I'll roll acrobatics then. One moment. Oh, this dice is so slow. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Even if it's acrobatics, that would be a 10. So.
So you grappled, but all that means is that your speed's 0. That's all it means.
Oh, now hang on, Captain. This is really unnecessary. Carl, what are you doing?
I've basically just got Rain pinned down. And I believe that is the end of my turn.
Okay, I'm going to try something here. I've never done this before, so it might either sound really shit or really cool, okay? Is what you hear. Did it just sound like me laughing, or was it actually echo involved there? Reverb?
No, there was no reverb on my end.
Yeah, it was just you giggling.
Alright, I won't do that again.
Aw.
Please do.
Okay, so Rain, yes, you find yourself somewhat compromised by a burly captain.
What do you mean burly?
Isn't your strength like 21?
I'm not muscular. I'm a little female water ganassi. I'm not overly tall.
She's using
like
really
strong,
really powerful gloves or belt or something.
Belt.
Yeah, you're just bear hugging him in half.
Okay.
He's
what would
pinned
the
against
rest
the
of you
wall
like
and
to
not in
do?
the way he'd like.
Let's see.
Well, we
every
stop back-
turn order. Yeah, Telio.
Helio's just gonna stand there confused and amused and just watch this happen.
Right, Baron, you're up. What would you like to do?
Captain,
hear a kerfuffle.
Captain, you're going to have to unhand Ren. Ren has done nothing to show disloyalty to the party, just because his former master, which we knew about anyway, was, has had a thing. I would ask you nicely to unhand our companion.
Are you trying to persuade me? Or are you trying to reason?
I'm trying to reason with you. I'm not trying to use an ability. But if you want me to use an ability, I can. But I prefer not to. So I'm asking you nicely, just to unhand and dial it down a bit, and maybe we can talk our way through this. I don't believe that Ren I'm a fairly good educator. I don't think Ren is going to betray us. So I ask you nicely, just stop what you're doing, and then we talk about it.
Yes, you heard him. The master wants to take over my supple and nubile body as his, vessel of undeath. I don't think so.
Does Finn look like she's gonna let go or not?
Finn is just pinning Rain against the wall as the grapple, air quotes, but Finn is not making any other moves to harm Rain at this point in time. Whose turn is it?
It's yours. So that's what you're doing. You're just maintaining the grapple. Dorful, you're up next. Both the Baron and yourself are in the entrance of that embalming chamber.
Yeah, Baron, you can't see this.
All right, I heard
So
the thing.
technically-
So now I walked there, and now I gave my speech. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, Dorful, I would say that when this thing went off, you went through the threshold there.
Am I able to investigate or use insight to work out anything that may have like triggered or what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to work out if this may have been a trap that was triggered just to like turn us against one another.
Where are you looking? Just ping where you're going to be kind of looking. Is it a general search or is it a specific area or?
It's a general search, but given that I'm just here when it went off, I would say it would possibly be related to coming through this corridor or doorway.
So are you going to use your investigation or your perception to look or to feel?
I'm going to use investigation.
Okay. You spend the 3 or so seconds that this is all transpiring to have a bit of a look around on the floor, like check under your feet like you've stepped in something kind of thing, and look around yourself a little bit, John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. But nothing, there is no shattered red glass, blood glass, or anything like that. Just strikes you almost as with that roll as a coincidence.
And I guess I'll walk back out here and have a watch what's going on. Sterling's reasoning with Finn, so.
Alright, Rain. You are currently grappled. I guess you can try and squirm your way out, or spend some more time negotiating with Finn. Or your other companions. You're not alone in this.
Yeah, I just go, look, Captain, I've been loyal thus far, and I have no intention of becoming the Master's flesh puppet. Because his flesh puppetry, frankly, doesn't sound like the fun kind. So no, thank you.
So you stopped finally looking for your master?
Well, we have to find him to put a stop to this madness, but I know what you mean. Yes, he's clearly gone off the deep end, and it doesn't sound like he was coming back to release me from that gemstone anytime soon, put it that way.
I do have high doubts about that. Are you doing anything else?
What was that?
Anything else?
Carl will come towards me in the shortest possible direction.
So, okay,
Not
if you want to move him,
overflow.
he's 20 foot, is he?
Carl is on the bottom right. What is his speed? Let me double check that. 30 foot, so he will come up 60 feet, I guess. So he'll rock up behind Finn.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, that brings us to Telio. Telio, what would you... Unless there's anything else you'd like to do, Rain? Is there anything...
No, I won't make any move to do a spell cast or anything like that.
Cool. Telio, are you just enjoying the spectacle?
Yeah.
Alright, Baron, you can fully see what's happening now.
Alright, Captain, you have not released Ren like I have asked. So I asked you nicely. Now I will make you move. Just have to look at this correctly. So my eyes will flash red. Or sorry, like they'll flash green. And I will cast Suggestion.
I'd like to use a reaction.
I'm using an innate ability, so you can't counterspell this. It's not a spell cast. It's an innate ability. I'm using a Yuan-Ti ability on you, not a spell.
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
I'm going to use Suggestion on you. Like, if you want to counterspell, it's not a spell I'm casting. I'm using an ability on you.
Okay.
So, can you please release Rain, go to the other side of the room, and we can talk about this like adults. Wisdom saving throw DC 15.
No.
Fuck.
Oh.
Alright.
It's alright.
Could quicken a spell. Alright, I'll let it go. Yep.
Okay, that brings us to Finn. You seem to be you've got the Rain by the horns.
Release Rain. I release Rain, turn to him. Do not screw us on this one. We have been together thus far, and we did release you from your jewel. Do not forget this.
Oh, I haven't.
And with that, I turn around and take a step away. And now I just sort of keep an eye on... Carl, was it?
Yes.
And just keep an eye on Carl.
Carl.
With my back to the wall there, because, yeah. Not in a trusting mood right now.
But you're burning.
The master threatened to take over, well, one of the friends that would hurt the rest of my crew, aka baby's children.
Okay, well, I think unless anyone else wants to do anything threatening or combative, we'll drop out of initiative. No one has any other... No one wants to go and... I don't know, seek retribution?
What the hell?
Yes, I have watched all The Witcher.
I haven't. Please don't spoil.
I watched it all in one night. It's really good.
Oh.
I haven't seen like the last two episodes.
I did too, and then my brother found my reactions to the show quite funny. I'm not
My housemate put on one, and then he went to bed halfway through the second, and then at 4:30 I went to bed as well.
He wasn't watching with me. He was in his bedroom playing his game with his headphones on. He could just hear my reactions and came out to check on me to see if I was okay.
Did he know what you were watching?
Yeah, I said to him he could sit down and watch it with me, but he didn't want to because he's like, oh, I played the game, I don't need to watch it.
I got to admit, Matt, the way to do it is to binge watch it, because I've watched it like consistently for 2 days, like over the holidays or something, and now I've come back to it and I'm like, fuck, what's happening?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on very quickly. Like, you could not watch that episodically week to week.
Yeah, even the first season was pretty much like that.
I'd have to rewatch the whole thing. So, no one else is doing anything to Rain. Rain is fine. I'm going to keep an extra special eye on Rain to make sure the master doesn't fulfill his promise.
Okay, now that this...
It's not about trusting Rain, it's about not trusting the master.
Okay, now that this foolishness is over, can we go to the room and have a look and see if we can figure out what is this Telio creature?
I glare at the Baron.
He doesn't
You
even
must.
look. He doesn't even look at you.
Now that the pressure's off, I'd like to go reinvestigate that doorway. Take my time with it.
Simon?
The doorway. Ping it for me, please. Okay. And you take a little bit longer, and it just seems like misadventure because there's other people that walk through. There's other people in the room that they all experienced at the same time. It wasn't a particular person that triggered it.
Okay, no, I just thought it might have been weird because I went through it one way and didn't trigger anything, and coming back the other way, like it wasn't like Rain walked through it to trigger it.
That's it. It's just like a phone call. You don't walk through. Yeah, it was just a random. It was a random.
Like the time the cannonball went through the wall.
So as you both kind of approach the embalming table, there seems to be like a small kind of rug on the floor, and basically it looks very sort of plain and simple. Like I say, there's the only thing that stands out perhaps is that it looks like there could be fresh blood on these tools, and like spatters of blood on the urns.
Okay, so like carpets on the ground always give me the heebie-jeebies. So let's take the carpet out to the way, see if there's a hidden door or compartment.
Okay, so
Should we move it while we're not standing near it? I was conscious like there's been 2 fairly potent traps that we've already triggered.
Okay,
Oh,
we can use mage hands to like just roll carpet up.
okay, so you're using the mage hand.
Absolutely.
Your mage hand starts to roll up the carpet, and the whole room begins to shake. The embalming table cracks in half and begins to sort of collapse in on itself as you realise that the thread was actually attached to a small little link mechanism by the altar, and it begins to rumble and shake. And from within the stone, let's call it sarcophagus for want of a better word, emerges a morgue. Now, roll initiative against an animal, against a creature.
Sorry, Sam, I'm just going to move my token because I said I was using mage hands, so I don't want to be where, I was... So I'm assuming I'm there. Where did this guy pop out of?
Right in the center here. It basically collapses in on itself. It breaks and collapses in on itself, and sort of from the rubble
Makes sense, yeah.
comes a morgue. He's going to roll his initiative.
Oops, I rolled twice. Why am I damaged?
Because we were in combat.
In combat, okay. Sure.
Do I still have my little cannon?
How long can you summon it for? How long does it last for?
I think it's an hour. Let me check.
Yeah, I would say, given everything's going on, you've got half an hour.
Don't forget, Baron, you have socks.
Sorry, what was that?
You have
Baron has
half
socks.
an hour. 30 minutes with it.
Lovely.
Did you need something to represent your cannon? Or you just need a little bloop?
If you got something in mind, I was just going to use a dot, but...
Yeah, just use the dot, because I don't really have anything special.
Oh, I just lost my dot. Alright, I'll do a new one.
Dotty there, are we?
There we are.
Okay, very nice. Right, so you guys in the other chamber, having just sort of Rain, you're busy dusting yourself off, and Finn, you're kind of giving a glare to Rain over your shoulder. Telio's smiling mirthfully. You have a Marth who has sort of come forward to see what's going on, so Baron and Dorfel, you're in the room. You see that this morgue is a little bit more like it's just the anatomy. It seems to be a bit more wiry, but what stands out for you quite glaringly amongst its hideous form with its long snake-like licking tongue and its pulsating innards is that it seems to be wearing some kind of golden crown on its head. And it's Telio's turn first of all. What would you like to do?
Oh wow, okay. I'm standing at the doorway. Can I see the thingy-mabobby, the morgue?
Yes, you have a line of sight for it.
Okie dokie. Sorry, just checking distance. Yeah, Telio's just not even going to try anything. It's just going to run forward and attack with the daggers.
Okay. Give us some large.
Actually, I'm just trying to remember. Okay, I can do it. Wait. So, just literally just use my action and bonus action to stab at him with the daggers. Does 23 hit?
A 23, I think, does hit, yes.
And then, so that's 5 piercing, and I don't think I get sneak attack yet.
Okay, so that's what, 5 piercing plus what, sorry? Plus 4 acid.
Yeah, so I'm just double checking. I can't remember sneak attack. If I've got sneak attack, I don't think I do.
There's no allies next to you, so you don't, unless there's a special.
Unless you got assassin.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I was trying to check if I had assassin or not, but no. So just 9 damage then. Okay,
-9. Yep, tis but a scratch, but it's a healthy scratch. That's 9.
That's it.
Okay, Rain, you hear this kerfuffle outside, having been somewhat disturbed by your master's altered voice, or the master's altered voice. Now suddenly you hear your friends fighting something in the next room. What would you like to do?
He and Carl will charge forward. He will say, "Carl, get in there," and then sort of make his way to the doorway. So you would get about here and look through the doorway. If you can see this thing, he can see Telio fighting this thing, right?
Yeah. Telio's engaged, and the Baron and Dorfel are ready to commit.
Would he get? Does he get any disadvantage, or does the morgue have any cover from him from this angle?
Visually, no. It's probably, I'd say, a direct line of sight. Cover-wise, if he was to fire something, a ranged weapon at you, or a ranged spell, yes, you would have some cover there. So I technically guess that he would have some cover.
Ooh. Ooh, I rolled 27 to hit with a firebolt.
Oh yeah, that hits.
For 7 fire damage.
Firebolt uses D10s.
Oh yes, you're quite right. For a much more respectable 13 fire damage.
Excellent. Yeah, it basically engulfs in flames, and all its old dried bandages that it's sort of buried in. The armor, shreds of like leather armor that it was wearing, depletes and begins to sort of burn off and melt as it kind of screams this sickly, choking kind of a deathly scream at you in defiance. Definitely hits though. That's nice. It's looking pretty messed up. That brings us to the morgue's turn. Now I've called it a large morgue because I'm time poor. Basically, it sort of raises up and kind of has screamed in defiance, like as if you have woken it from its deathly slumber. It looks around the room and then it looks straight ahead with its unblinking, glowing red eyes. This too is also a dragonborn skeleton, and it sort of just suddenly screams out, and then there's this great big loud scream, and then silence for a split second as it raises its hand and suddenly bamps to the other side of the chamber, behind the Ifriti.
Have you added the Ifriti to the initiative roll?
No, but I will. Initiative. Right. Alright, let's still. He goes there. And that is, let's see, that is its bonus action. So now with its action, it's going to cast. It's going to make a. I'm just reading it. Melee spell attack. So that's just like a melee attack, isn't it?
Sorry, what's going on?
A melee spell attack. I don't do them very often.
That'd be like chill touch or not chill touch. That's range.
Sorry, who's doing it? Is it the morgue?
The morgue is doing it onto the.
Okay, what's its modifier? Like, what's its like? Is it using charisma as its thing, or is it wisdom, intelligence? What sort of thing is it using as its spell attack modifier? How does it derive its spells?
From intelligence.
All right, so it's what is it? So it would be 8 plus its proficiency bonus plus its wisdom. Sorry, plus its intelligence modifier. Is it 8?
Right.
Or was it 10? No, it's 8. Yeah, it's 8.
So because basically. Oh, did it do? Oh no, that's Ifriti. Okay. So it gets advantage on this roll because of this mysterious-looking crown that seems to be glowing on its head, and reaches out, sort of touches the Ifriti, and just as its sort of rancid, dried finger just makes connection with the Ifriti's skin, it seems to like implode on itself. He doesn't scream, he doesn't wail out, or there's no agony. He just seems to vanish. And Amath kind of raises an eyebrow and sort of, that's all she can do. So for the time being,
what fucking spell did he cast?
He cast plane shift.
Yeah. That will do. Well,
It has to make
The
a
dude gets
charisma
a-
saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah, it
okay,
gets to
sure.
make a
I'll
s-
do that.
he's probably going to fail. It's not terrible.
No, so it's still there. Okay, cool. Now it's Dorfal's turn. What would you like to do? The threat has moved, but it's still very present.
So, I'm going to assume we're using Snap Center for the, yeah, just it's there. Alright, so I'm going to move my 30 feet up to here, which... But can I still see that around the, tiny pillar?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. I'm going to drop my cannon, and it can move 15 feet by itself. Put him here. And then I'm going to cast Heat and Metal on the crown.
Okay.
So it's going to make a Constitution 16 saving throw or drop the crown.
16.
It's-
okay.
Not exactly, because it's wearing the crown. So he takes the damage, and it's not like he's holding it like a sword. It's a bit different.
Yeah. No, it just says here, if it's holding or wearing the object, it takes damage from it. It must succeed on the con save or drop it. If it doesn't,
But it's not. He's wearing an item though. It's not a sword. You can't drop it from his head. He's got to like knock it off. He'll have to purposely take it off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just figured the crown would be like you can knock that off, not like you're trying to take off heavy armor, which would take time.
And that's fine, but he's gonna have to wait to do that for his turn. If that makes any sense.
Is that optional, or do they still have to like try?
He takes the damage, but he hasn't got it off yet because it's not his. He's not.
So
It's a bit different.
7,
He's
so it
wearing-
takes 10 damage.
The save doesn't help him. The save only would help him to take the item off when it's his turn to take the item off.
Right.
Sorry, let me rephrase. It doesn't. If he made the save, he could continue to wear the item whilst taking the damage. But it's a bit different. Does that
Right.
anyway, it's more beneficial to you, so he's not going to drop it because he's wearing it. If that makes any sense.
Oh, I wanted him to drop it because now I'm going to use my bonus action for the Force Ballista to like blast him.
You can still do that. It's just she's like, we're still wearing it, but he'll
I'm
still
still
take
going
the
to. I was
damage.
hoping to separate him from it.
It just basically seems to sizzle on its dry bony scalp.
Well, I'm going to hit it with. There's a 14 hit.
What's it? It's AC?
Yep.
It's AC. 14 misses, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah. Alright, well, that's fine.
Okay, nice one. Finn, you're up. Across the room is a somewhat savage-looking morgue with some kind of magical enhancement on its head, causing no end of magical worries for you.
As always, as always. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So who have I got next around? Okay. Cool. Bow doesn't count as a weapon attack, does it?
A bow is a weapon.
It counts
not
as
a
a
melee
weapon
weapon.
attack?
Yeah, but it's not a melee weapon, but it is a weapon.
Okay. Alrighties. For something boring, I'm gonna draw out my longbow because I never use weapons. And of which I then have an additional ability. So I'm gonna get 2 and draw my longbow and give him a shot with that.
Okay, nice.
Alright, that failed miserably.
Oh dear. Yeah, unfortunately, it clatters off of one of the posts in between your target and your bow, and unfortunately doesn't hit home.
Yeah. That just sucked. And that's actually... Alright. Okay, I turn to Rain and go, Rain, I'm gonna have to trust you to do the right thing. Okay? And with that, you gain 1d6 inspiration die for 10 minutes.
Oh. Oh, I forgot to roll. I forgot to roll for Qualendrin. Oh, maybe she goes on my turn.
Yeah, she can go on your turn. And I will... Amarth now is shitting herself, but she looks like she's gathered her senses.
Did Rain actually get a turn?
I did fire a firebolt at one point. But...
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah. I must have passed that.
So Baron, your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Alright. I will quicken a Eldritch Blast against this, so I'll use Quicken. And now blast this guy.
Righto.
I'm a class 19 for 12 points of force damage.
Yep, that hits.
And I will knock him back 10 feet.
So slams into the wall. Yeah,
The-
where are you?
Se-
Yeah, sort of there. And
second bolt. I'm a class 14, I assume we'll miss.
14 does
The-
miss, I'm afraid.
Then I will use this staff, the spider staff, to cast the web. Can your creature please give me a dexterity saving throw, DC 15?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate for you. So, he's now webbed into the wall. Now that gives him, he's restrained. The disadvantage to attack rolls, and everybody has disadvantage to attack rolls against him.
Okay.
And it's difficult terrain as well. I'll just drop the thing. 2 foot radius.
I did not realize web restraint. That's much more powerful than I thought it was.
Yeah, anyway, that's me. I'm done. I'm just trying to draw stuff.
Okay, yeah, so you basically squirt your mucky goo up against this Morg, pinning him to the wall, and it kind of looks, its eyes glow furiously red at you as it seems to struggle quite nastily. That brings us to the Ifriti. So the Ifriti, not particularly enjoying the sensation that it is exposed to, turns to the morgue, and he gets to do a really disgusting amount of damage and attacks because he's OP. But yeah, so he gets multi-attacks. So he gets 2 attacks with his scimitar.
Just remember he gets advantage in all of those attack rolls.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll find the right button. There we are. 1, 2. So 26 hits. 23 hits and a 17 hits. So that's 15, That's 25. That's 30 points of damage. It doesn't much care for that, I can tell you. It seems to be basically this smouldering, kind of convulsing pile of angry bones and guts. He takes his turn, and he's going to very sensibly move back close to the pool of blood. And it's Telio's turn.
Okay. So, remind me, what's this square area here then?
I think this is something that Wayne's dropped up. That might be its area of web.
So it's a web. Don't
move in there.
Don't move in there. Just use a ranged attacks, and you'll get advantage on all those attacks, which means you get to sneak attack.
Yes. Awesome. So I'm just going to come out to about here, and pull out my short bow. Yep. And I use some substitute advantage attack with my short bow.
Okie dokie.
So total of 20 damage.
20 damage on the... Yeah, nice. So you 22 hits. How do you want to do this?
I guess the arrow just keeps going through. So I shoot, aim for the head, keeps going through and kind of pins him back against the wall, so he's top half against the wall, while like the bottom half is technically still stuck in the web.
Nice.
So he's kind of like in this weird ass angle, feet stuck to the web, head to the wall.
What you notice is that the crown seems to it lies motionless for a moment with its head pinned up against the wall, and the crown begins to glow this kind of blue light. And for the first time, anyone who's close, so that would be Dorful, the Afriti, Marth, I would even say Rain, Baron, and Finn. Pretty much most people notice that now there's this glowing blue gem in the center of this crown that seems to be the source of the power. A pulse of energy emanates from the crown, and the morgue begins to reanimate. It's not as quick, it's not as angry anymore, but it just seems to be kind of very aggressive still. And I will get everyone just quickly roll me perception, please, because this is quite difficult to see.
Okay, you gotta give me a minute. I got it, my keyboard.
Sorry, accidentally rolled that.
Okay.
Rain, you can roll with advantage, I think, just thinking about it, sorry, given the circumstances.
I don't know why these dice are so slow. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so basically, let's see, we've got Telio and Finn and the Baron all notice this sort of strange kind of silhouette of the outline of what appears to be like a humanoid figure banging furiously at the gem, like very small. The gem itself would be about the size of, say, a tennis ball, and it's sort of glowing this aquamarine kind of color, and there's this silhouette of a figure banging its fists up against the gem whilst it pulses.
Oh, look, it's Rain Part 2.
Kinder surprise.
Oh my god, yes!
But that doesn't to stop the fact that you're still in initiative and this thing is coming for you.
Okay, can I use, if I'm still technically in initiative, can I use my, where did it go? Oh, got it, second ago. Use my cunning action to use my, bonus action to kind of dash and move up closer.
Yep, sure.
I'll stay just outside of the web. I guess that's it for my turn. Unless... sorry.
It can still move in the web, it's just
No,
slowed.
it's restrained. The web has got him.
Until the pulse, the thing is just stuck there.
Yeah, I was gonna
shit.
ask if I could like use my short sword to kind of like reach out and try and take the crown off of his head, because he's pinned to the wall and feet to the ground, like. But I don't know if that's a action to do that.
That would definitely be an action to do that. There might be a dexterity thing involved there as well.
Okay. Oh wait.
But maybe next turn. But given you fired an arrow moved, yeah, there's not much breathing room for that kind of endeavour. Is there anything else that you'd like to do or say?
No, I've moved close. That's where I'll wait.
Wunderbar, wunderbar. Then we move to Rain. Rain, the events are unfolding.
How is this creature pinned?
By a spider's web, a sticky spider's web.
I was gonna say, you've seen Spider-Man.
I mean, yes, I will...
Is he still technically pinned to the wall then from Telio's arrow? Or has he worked that out of the wall?
Once it reanimated, it just pulled it through its head.
I will just fire off a firebolt. Can I try and knock the crown off it?
Can webs be burned?
Yeah, webs can be burnt.
Yeah, webs can be burned. So I shall instead. Can I use?
Use what? Sorry.
Like shatter? It's like a big thunderous air blast. Alright then. I will conjure this pearl of light in my hand and flick it towards him, and it'll explode in a thunderous blast wave. You'll have to make a con save, DC 16.
Okay. Con save.
Just quickly, he's got, I don't think it matters because you rolled twice, he's got still a disadvantage on all saves because he failed the crown that's still burning his head.
That's right, yep. I don't know why it double clicks, but sometimes it's handy like that. So yeah,
that worked out
scores a
nicely.
19.
He'll take half thunder damage, half of 15.
Okay.
And then Carl will dash towards him. He's down here, isn't he, in the south? Carl will dash all the way there.
If Carl goes into the web, Carl's gonna have to make a saving throw.
Oh yeah,
The blood is also difficult terrain if he's going in a straight line.
Here then. Let's see. This is 30 feet, and how far can he get? Is the pool difficult terrain?
Yeah.
Okay, Alright, you'll come up to next to the... that will be exactly 30 feet distance, right? And then Qualendrin will come in. I basically have a little party to manage them. And she will cast... slow on him. You'll have to make a DC 15 wisdom save.
Don't forget you got inspiration.
Actually, yeah, you know what? She might do... Oh no, that's DC 11, that's terrible. Mind Sliver, Intelligence 15.
Right.
Oh, he makes it. Damn. He takes half damage. Otherwise, he would have gotten a negative 1d4 to his future saves.
Oh wow.
So he takes 3 psychic damage, but that's it, unfortunately.
Psychic damage. Yeah, it's whatever remnants of cognition it has basically gets a little bit rattled as it tries to squirm its way out of the web. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that is it.
Okay, he is going to... So he gets disadvantage to try and break free from this thing?
No, he doesn't, sorry.
No, he does.
Anyway.
No, he's got to make a strength check, and he has disadvantage because he's already trapped in the thing.
Oh.
Sorry, my apologies. Each creature that under that center on the failed creature restrained must make a strength check against so he's going to make a strength check. DC 15 at... Oh shit, well yeah, okay, so he is no longer restrained. Now he needs to move through difficult terrain.
Okay. Again, he makes a charge. Well, he makes a
That was his
charge.
action, by the way. That was his action to do that.
Right. Well, he still has some movement, yeah?
Correct, yeah, absolutely.
So he moves to engage.
And bonus actions.
Yeah, currently doesn't have any bonus actions. So he moves to engage the Afriti. That brings us to Dorful.
What is that weird sound?
The bass sound is my TV. We've got some new bass thing.
Ooh, what you watching?
Oh, it's Vanita in the other room watching telly.
Alrighty, I got an idea. Going to move my turret up onto me again. Then I'm going to move over here, holding my turret. I'm going to stop concentrating on heat metal and then cast Enlarge Reduce and reduce the Morg size to small.
Okay. That basically reduces its movement and its strength, I would imagine?
Yep, but then it also has disadvantage on all strength saving throws and checks. And, you know, if it decided to punch somebody, it deals 1d4 less damage.
Okay. 1d4 less.
I'm mostly going for the saving throws here.
Constitution saving throw. Where is it now? Morg. It rolls an 11.
Fantastic. Now I'm going to hit it with a Force Blister again.
Okay.
So the 21 hit.
A 21 hits, yep.
Sorry, just quickly checking how far back I can push it. 5 foot backward. Perfect. Yep, straight back into the web. Oh, and it's 2d8. Sorry.
Firebolt. So why does it move back?
Because I'm just using Firebolt as the spell attack.
Oh yeah.
So it takes 2d8 force damage and gets pushed back 5 feet.
2d8 force damage. Right. So it's not actually a fire. There's not a fire component in this.
No, it's just the spell attack that I have most accessible.
Okay. Well, the web obviously is somewhat tatty, so its DC would be. I would say it would be less. I think that's fair to say that it would be less. What was your initial DC? 16?
15.
15? It's still quite sticky, so I'm going to say DC would be... It wouldn't be uncommon to, let's say, 15. Why not? That's a dexterity, eh?
Strength.
Strength.
With disadvantage. Which you rolled 4 times.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry.
11. So it's, because it's small, it's not really it's like mini-me, doesn't really know what's going on. He just gets blasted back into the web and is entangled again, not really comfortable in this reduced form. Okay, nice one. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Dorful?
No, that's all I got.
Alright, wicked. I'll look at Amarth. Amarth is just going to sling out some dirty old cantrip because it's quick. She's going to fire off of Mind Sliver. So he has to make an intelligence save. So many pages. Which it fails. Oh no, which it passes. No, it fails. That's it. It was one of them. So
Did this guy, when he reanimated, did he like fully heal back up to full?
No. Definitely didn't fully repair, but it seemed like he got just a little bit more.
Okay.
And that's -6. This thing looks pretty uncomfortable. It looks like it's on his last legs. That's Amarth's turn. Now we move to Finn. Finn, what would you like to do?
Oh snap, I fell asleep for a moment, sorry. It's just so relaxing hearing all your voices.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long year.
This is a short year. We're only 7 days into it.
Why it's been such a long year. Alright. So we're still trying to destroy this poor morgue over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to and cast... We're going to go with Chromatic Orb. But I'm just going to be like, enough of this shit. And grasp my necklace tightly. And point it at him.
Don't use fire.
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
No, really, don't use fire.
Because it'll destroy the web.
Won't use fire. How's about lightning? Any objections? Lightning, thunder?
I feel like
Thunder.
radiant might do well.
That's not an option.
To be fair, I've
Thunder
never
it
used
is.
fire.
So we're gonna do thunder damage and be like, stop. This is going to be thunder roll. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit.
Awesome. Which means that is then 24 thunder damage to the morgue.
Wow.
So he shakes blood.
Thunder. So it couldn't be a more perfect spell. The second life that this creature had been awarded by the crown on its head, basically thunder just ripples, echoes through this room, and the tiles shake. As it does so, the gem on the head of the crown shatters, and as it shatters, the room fills with a tidal wave of water that comes lunging towards you. And I need, let's see, it's a proportionate thing, so I need everyone up till, well, how many feet is it? I need to just, this is a home spell, hang on, Where's the thing? There's my measure, So it does have, alright, so it does have a 30 foot radius, cone, I guess, for want of a better word. And I need everyone to, let's see, so Telio, Qualandrin, Amarth, pretty much everyone in the room needs to make me a
Even me?
Yes, because there's force behind this wave. It's like a tsunami that's kind of just burst out of this broken gem, so it's a strength element. So everyone needs to make me a strength check, please. Strength save.
Wow.
That's unfortunate. It's not much better.
I've been playing.
Oh, it's water. Why do you need to make a save? I thought you could just, like, merge with it.
No, it still gets hit by a force of.
Yeah.
You still get. A tidal wave still hits you, but you doesn't have to like swim through it or drown from it.
No, fair.
So Telio. Right. So basically, what did I have it down as? Just checking my notes here. So it's just a DC 14. So anyone that got below 14 will take full damage. It's let's turn things in the way. It's basically 4d8 for anyone who's would be Telio, the Ifriti, Carl, and Qualandrin. Take 17 points of damage. And anyone beyond that takes half of 17 rounded down. And you'll all move back. So basically the people in the furthest wings, so from Amarth back, you will get pushed back 10 foot. And Telio, you get pushed back 15 foot.
Does Carl take 17 damage?
He does, yeah.
Yes.
And he gets pushed into the pool.
Yeah, he perishes and just collapses in the pool. Oh, Carl, not again.
What is left appears to be a... hang on, I just need to do something.
So did this originate from the morgue or from the door?
From the crown that the morgue was wearing. So what basically happened, you have a strong enough arcane understanding to realise that it was some kind of magical device that allowed it to have a second wind, as it were. And with that second wind, it was able to do some more movement. You reduced it. The thunder crack damaged the crystal within the crown, and whatever was imprisoned there was sort of released and burst out of the crown in a wave of water, which has sort of pushed you all back. Needless to say, now I can put a death marker on this guy, and kind of slumped in a kind of mess of, I guess, hair and skin and water is Arcano, if you would like to intro. Beforehand, prior to this, whilst he's lying there on the ground, the basically, long and short, the Ifriti gets pulled down, and you can only imagine what the hell is happening to its guts as it gets pulled down, and then it bamps back to its other elemental realm. Gone.
Damn it.
Okay, Arcano.
All right. Here goes. So kind of slumped down on both knees and taking a moment to slowly rise and kind of stand up again. You can see he's about 6 foot tall, relatively athletic, and thick, sandy, grey mohawk dreadlocks that have swept to the side of a shaved scalp. He has a short goatee, and his dusky, dark skin is very scarred and smooth. It looks very similar to like the hide of like a seafaring predator. He's wearing a high-collared, sleeveless long coat that's very damp, very wet, and is sparsely encrusted with barnacles and coral and seaweed. Underneath, you can also see some kind of studded leather and an array of sea creature teeth that are worn around his neck. And at his bare arms, you can see a duo of very large, deep blue jade braces that adorn his wrists. Both of them very intricately inscribed with tribal tattoos, and the same sort of designs are in scarification further up his arm. And as he's getting up, you can see very luminous, almost like a bioluminescence blue light emanating from his eyes. Getting up very slowly and taking in the entirety of what's been going on, just starts to chuckle a little bit. He's got a very thick accent that is not completely dissimilar to the Baron, but as he looks down at the large morgue, he just kind of tilts his head to the side, and you hear him mutter, it's like, well, guess time makes for a fall for everyone at some point. You see him just kind of reach a hand out, and just on the other side of the morgue, he summons this kind of ethereal tentacle that snakes out of like a little tear in the fabric of reality. There's this massive kind of black tentacle snakes up, and the underside of it, with like these bioluminescent blue suckers on it, just kind of rears up and begins slamming the absolute shit out of his tormentor's corpse for a while.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What an entrance. Okay, poor Carl and the Afriti I know more, but you seem to have this strange newly released prisoner before you. I would say that that's the end of the turn order for now. What would anyone like to say or do at this stage?
Who are you?
You are collecting a lot of strays in this party, aren't you? Present company included.
Apparently that is all we do.
Greetings. Could you please elucidate who you are?
Just a moment. The tentacle goes about its work and smashes down a couple of more times, and then it retracts out of reality and just kind of slips back into its rift and bamps out. Guess I be owing you a little bit of thanks. Been a long time I've been in that little place. I appreciate you breaking me out. I'm a Kano. You can, I'm in your debt. I've been stuck in that place, like I said, a long time. Who are you?
We're a group of adventurers who are, let's say, trying to rescue someone kidnapped by the being who lives here. Or the patron of being who lives here, something like that. Fortune has brought us together, prophecy has brought us together. Fett. And it seems that Fett has brought you to us as well. Though I do want you to steel yourself, because obviously you look like a man who enjoys the ocean. I'm afraid to tell you, you're currently in a tomb in the desert.
That's not reassuring. I take the freedom as a boon and try to make my way back to where I belong. But for now, you can count on me to help. That accent, you sound familiar. Another Chultan?
Indeed, brother. I am from Chult.
Don't know how long it's been. I've been stuck in that place, but hopefully it still stands.
Home is still there, though it would be different depending how long it was you've been there. The nations from all over from all over the globe have made their way there and established trading ports.
I guess only time will tell. Look forward to going back home.
Well, if you can help us get through this and, let's say, kill its master, we can help you get back to a sailing ship that would take you home.
Fair trade. And I've been looking for a long time to let out a bit of this anger. Count me in, I'm out of my element. Could use the help.
So the Baron looks at everybody else and just is looking for like any, like a sign of acceptance, or at least,
You should know, sir, that we are going to fight a very powerful and most likely quite insane necromancer, my former master. It's alright, we've parted ways.
Herald of the Dead. The one that animates those who are past. I don't have a problem with making this pass on.
He seems to have aligned with Weapowet, and he has concocted some sort of scheme. Or maybe he's just insane. I'm not quite sure. But, yes. You should know what you're getting into. And I look around to the Baron and go, Should we chance a short rest as well before we proceed?
A lot of us have taken taken injuries. A rest would be helpful. At the same time, I still want to examine this as a zombie, or reanimating zombie, to see what is going on.
Take your time. You want to rest, then I be looking out after y'all.
Alright. Is there an actual safe place to rest around here?
You haven't completely found everything yet, but there is a sanctum back where you were, and there's a little bit more as of yet undiscovered. But
so there's still a room here, is that right, at the bottom?
That's correct, yeah. Down here.
Maybe we have a look at this room here, see if there's a place we can rest. Since we seem to be setting off everything, do we want to look for some traps first before we start, just before he opens the door?
Using Carl or Stocks?
Socks. Nope, there is no Socks. Socks is gone.
What did you do to Socks?
Socks got hit by a tidal wave, and he doesn't matter if he made it safe. Actually, I'll make a save for Socks.
Resummon Socks?
Socks is alive. Very injured though.
Socks lives.
Socks has got 10 hit points, so he took, what, 6 damage? No, 8 damage. So he's alive on 2 hit points. I'm going to pull Socks back into his extra-dimensional space for now.
Okay.
Is anybody good at looking at traps?
I can take a look.
Okay, let's all stand in the back and you can see traps. And see, and then maybe we open the door, see if there's a room behind it to rest.
Sounds good to me.
Marth moves forward to curiously have a bit of a look, whilst like shaking off her jerkin and trousers. So Dorful, you are confronted with this is just a simple wooden door in Goodnick. I'll get you to roll me the rolls you need to do if you're doing investigation with the touchy or if you're doing perception.
We'll go for investigation.
That's how you do it.
Oh, wow. I mean, you could literally know the name of this door. You're that familiar with it. This is just actually impossible. Your eagle eye, like, you just see into its future. That's how tight this is. Basically,
You dated this door in college.
We have little door children.
it's quite obvious to you that this door is not trapped, but it is locked.
Can I unlock it?
Yeah, sure. That would be your thieves' tools if you've got them. I believe Martha's got them. And
Since I know it so well, can I get advantage on my thieves' tools?
Yeah, she sort of shuffles forwards, like plods forwards in a wet attire to give you a hand. She gives you a smile and a thumbs up. Okay, nice. Wow. So with the 27, she just helps out. She's just a helping hand. Yeah, basically she gives you a few pointers and like pats you on your back, and then suddenly you just feel like you're more competent. Anyway, you're easily able to open the door. Probably the most alarming and disturbing thing about the whole thing is the loud creak it makes as it reveals. Does it reveal? It does when I get the right thing. As it reveals a small... What is going on with this bollocks? Ah, there you go. I don't know what is going on here. Oh my god. I'm failing tonight. There we go. It seems to be like a small little antechamber. From where you stand currently, you can see a sarcophagus in front of you. The lid is ajar, even though the image is closed. And there's no natural light in there, but your eyes can somewhat adjust given the light emanating from the blood pool. What would you like to do?
Got Dorful at the helm still?
Yes, Dorful's.
I'm happy to step out of the way if anyone that...
So-
I feels like this is going to be trapped.
Go first.
So sarcophagus and hallway.
With open entryways on either side.
Can we look down the corridor? Can we look for? Can we see if we see any traps? Any like glyphs? Any steps that are like steps that may trigger any traps, that sort of thing?
Yeah. Roll me a perception. Oh, you're from right back there. Okay, yeah, I'll take that into account. Roll me perception.
Oh, I'll move. No, I mean I'll move and have a look. But I'm assuming I'm not the only one doing that. Can anybody see any traps in there?
I'll peek over and help out with advantage if you want to have a look.
Sure. 22.
Don't trust that coffin. Maybe we just kill it now.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the 22, the coast looks clear. Also, Amarth just kind of begins to amble forwards and sort of makes it there and has a bit of a lurk, and she sort of looks over her shoulder and gives you the thumbs up and then moves out of sight, and within just a few seconds you hear a stifled yep, and that's all you can hear for now.
I suspect the not running ahead and looking for traps thing maybe didn't quite, settle in her brain.
Think of it as natural selection.
Alright. Speaking of natural selection, stay here, I'll have a look. I'll walk here and poke my head around the corner but not move from there and tell me what I see.
I would like to naturally select you to go first, Dorful.
Natural selection.
So what do I see when I poke my head around here about the corridors? So I'll look to the one that Martha and then look back the other way quickly before maybe backing out if I have to.
Alright, I'm just making it pretty. Hang on. Really pretty. You basically see Amarth with her hand over her mouth, looking excited, and she kind of beckons you forwards, speechless.
Matt, do you want to back out? We don't want to have exploding coffins with creatures come out. Maybe we take it one at a time, we look carefully. She
goes, very well, I got excited, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry everyone. And she kind of where do you want me?
Maybe back in the other room.
Oh, sure, certainly. And she kind of just scurries past and she goes, excuse me, and...
Okay, what did you see in there that was so exciting?
She says, two of the sarcophagus, well, she said from the one sarcophagus I saw, seemed really drab, so of course I didn't want to pay any attention to that, and she starts talking really quickly, blah, 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 blah. She goes, but then I went off to the other one, I just had a really good feeling about it, I was kind of drawn to it, and she starts sort of rabbiting on. She says, there seems to be some kind of gold banding going around that particular one, and I don't know, you pulled me away, but it's something interesting about that one. And she kind of shrugs and she sort of looks around and loses interest again, a little bit ADD.
Kind of might take a second and think back. I just want to see if I can do a religion check, just to have a look around its antechamber and see if I can make a connection between golden wrappings and what I'm looking at.
Sure, yeah, let's first roll. Ooh.
He's not terrible with this. Oh yeah, okay. Meh. Could have been worse.
Nice. Well, that's a good enough religion to know. You've done a bit of studies.
I'll give it a flash of genius. So add 5 to the roll.
Oh damn.
Oh, no. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely then. Well, with a 19, yeah, that's really good. So you're basically, you're there and you're mulling it over, and then suddenly Dorful gives you this real yeah, kind of a nod, and you're like, oh yeah, you just kind of, it all just
that's
slots
concerning.
into place.
Don't look at me like that.
And
I've been lonely, but not that lonely.
I mean, given your new entry to the world, you're a little bit unfamiliar with the surroundings, but looking around and being as that's a 19, you get the impression that this is obviously a more it feels like it's a deeper tomb, so perhaps it's more of a tomb of importance, as it were, and perhaps this is where perhaps more important people could have been buried, you kind of surmise, but without seeing the rest of the temple, it's only a hypothesis.
You pause for a second. It's like, be thinking that before we touch that one, maybe you'll rest up a little. I'll keep watch over this way. If the gold bindings are anything to go by, then this could be a big curse or a big payday.
Can we rest in this room here? What's this room?
That's the like the foyer that you came into.
Alright. Seems a reasonable place to rest, does it not? Got multiple exits.
It is a room that you can secure, yeah. You still, I believe these doors are intact, and this was the bronze door that had the Dragonborn protector on it. And these are just simple doors that you can close and barricade using various rubble and stuff, should you want to.
Okay, let's rest. So we all move into this room over here.
So pile in.
Right.
Amarth sort of saunters through and yawns a little bit and smiles and says, "Oh, I'm so tired." She'll have a little rest. Let's see what we can do for her. She's so lovely. I love her.
Kano will keep watch. He'll just kind of sit down by the door, cross-legged, take a moment to reflect and try and, just steady himself. He doesn't need to kind of sleep or be unconscious or anything like that, being half-elven. But yeah, he'll keep a close eye out on what's going on around.
You gonna meditate for a bit?
Just a touch.
I'm going to have a nap with my back firmly against that wall. Are we short resting or long resting?
It's a short rest.
Yep.
Well, you've stipulated that you want a short rest.
Oh yeah, short rest is all you need.
Yep, spend hit dice if you got them, kids.
Spend all of the dice.
Wow, Hollandrin rolled very well.
Jess, do you still have control of Amarth? Because I can't make her rest or anything. I must have given control of her to you. But anyway, it's quite irrelevant.
Marth is still, her character.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Right, so an hour of leisurely reading books and talking to one another. Maybe some of you aren't too sure about this new character that's sort of just appeared in a wave of aquatic destruction. Telio, it's almost like the water did you some good. You definitely seem to be 95% undesiccated. You seem to be 95% hydrated, like a nice slug on a Powerade, and you'll be as good as gold.
Hydrolyte.
So you all seem to be healed up to full again, is that correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. So an hour passes, nothing untoward. Occasional sort of stones topple from bricks and mortar, and I'll just get Arcano. Just roll me a perception, please.
Easy done. That's not great. That's a 7.
Okay, yeah. Everything is awesome. Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. All right. What would you like to do? You've rested up. You feel somewhat more alive, as it were. Somewhat more healed.
Do we have any strategy for the final battle if we should meet the Master? Qualendrin and I can try to use abjuration magics against the spellcraft, but I'm not quite sure what to expect, to be quite honest with you.
I don't know.
Any of our newcomers have any special insight into high-level necromancy and such? That old palaver.
Dead things seem to stop moving if you smash them with a tentacle for long enough.
I imagine they would.
But no, I don't have any idea. More of a just wing it.
Righto, we'll try not to die.
Be ashamed to die so quickly after getting out of there.
Yes, this party really has a knack of liberating strange newcomers, don't they?
Don't know about strange, but I guess present company can be accounted for.
Oh, we're all mad here. It's quite alright.
That's reassuring.
I would definitely say that, Rain, you're starting to see a theme here with regards to gems and the use thereof for imprisoning purposes, whereas obviously Akano, you would be none the wiser as to what really happened to you at this point.
Okay. Can I investigate or do Arcana check on the jewel? Any shrapnel of the original jewel left?
Yes.
I'll get Qualendrin. We'll take samples and we'll do Arcana with help, I assume.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 17 plus 8. That's 25 Arcana.
Wow. Whilst it's a different shape than the gemstone that you were put in, it's almost like for like when it comes to its like tactile, like its chemical composition, as it were. It's very dense and tough, almost as if it was like something like a diamond. Feels like glass. It isn't like rough, like a quartz or something like that. It's been hewn in a certain way, and I mean, what did you get? The 19? Yeah, you're able to discern that this could have been the same kind of craftsmanship as the gemstone that you were imprisoned in the tower.
Any concept of did the master create them or were these given to him, etc.?
You've obviously been disbanded from him for a while, but he never really let on about anything. But obviously, you imagine that given that you were entrapped in one, and you get the impression that this could well be something that his handiwork. Yeah, there's a strong inkling.
And do I have the sense that he's been bartering souls to Weapawet largely? Like, it's not so much Weapawet has given him the ability to trap souls, but he is rather using necromancy to trap souls and use them as a currency to gain favor? Is that what?
I won't make you roll for this one because if you recall, when you were in Dukan Wakarab, the wet sleep markets was basically an area where you could trade in most numerous things. And yeah, you could put two and two together. You could surmise that this is what the master has been doing, perhaps to initially fund his research, or at least to make some coin for some reason, because souls always sell to the right buyer.
Oh, what a shame. A sordid affair, really, to make a bit of coin. But magic is expensive. Good heaven knows I intend to put that emerald mine of yours to good use.
Okay, so you're all rested up. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do now that the dust has settled?
No, I guess let's go and approach what we were going to check on before.
Fantastic. Who have a marching order of some kind, or who's going in, who's staying out? Is anyone else doing anything else?
I guess Baron will go if no one else is interested.
I would like Bollinger and Rain to be towards the back, but reminding people to keep in sight of us.
I would like to be at the back.
Alright, so which one do we want to go and look at? The ones with the banding.
Yeah.
Which one's the one with the banding?
That's where you found Amarth over here.
Okay, when I get to there, I'm going to look for traps.
Okay, roll me perception or investigation, depending on how you're doing it.
I'll intently look.
Wow, that's great. You don't. You see some kind of mechanism, like a somewhat basic puzzle. So you're following along, and you look at the fluidity, as it were, of this gold banding, and you notice that there's a few bits where you could join like one band to another part to almost complete it. It's as if it's a break in its continuation. If you imagine it's like waves per se, some of the waves kind of point the wrong way, so they're like square icons, square tiles, that's the word, square tiles with like waves on them, and they look like they could be turned. The majority of them seem to be rolling in one particular direction, but a couple are facing the other direction.
Alright, so the Baron calls out and tells him what he's seeing the wave motifs on this coffin that can be turned. He's sort of found the mechanism. Any suggestions?
Any suggestions? What, from myself?
No, the party.
Try complete the waves. See what happened. Maybe use something from afar.
Alright, so we'll step back as far as I can and see what I am, and I'll use wave hand. Use mage hand. Use mage hand to complete the waves.
Okay, as the waves complete, your mage hand kind of deftly just turns the last wave to create a continuous flowing pattern, and a portal begins to just kind of glimmer into existence just here. It's just a shimmering silver, almost maybe slightly aqua-coloured pool.
a portal is opened. Do we want to check out the coffins first, or do we want to? Well, I don't know. Are we really going to jump through a thing without checking the rest of the tomb?
Take your lead on that. I checked the one on the end. He's going to do the same and maybe just use perception to check for any traps.
Okay, make the roll.
Here it goes. 13.
13, yeah. How long are you spending on it? Just...
Look, I'll do it cautiously. I want to give it a good look over, and yeah, don't really want to move anything unless I can see what's in there.
Okay,
Can I whilst he's in there, can I just turn undo a circuit so that the portal closes?
You can do, yeah. So you use the mage hand, and for about 3 seconds, the portal remains where it is, and then just peacefully just goes and just closes in on itself.
Okay, just in case we can't, it's got a timer or something.
Yeah,
Alright, Alright, and Akan is now doing his thing, right?
Yeah, so Arcano taking his time with the final task. Basically, you pull yourself over there, and then you are aware of what appears to be some kind of like a skeleton of some sort in this, lying peacefully, and it seems to have some kind of like a bracer, like a small bangle, I suppose you could say, on one of its wrists. The lid is obviously obscuring most of it, but you can see the faint reflection of gold.
Seemed to be something in this one, but not sure about disturbing the dead. And gonna roll 1d20 to see how he feels on this. Oh no, he's taking it. Okay.
Okay.
In a long time, don't want to do any disservice to the dead, but this could be life or death. Alright, he's gonna follow suit of the Baron. Follow the suit of the Baron. He's gonna step or keep within visual range of the bracer and do the same thing. He's gonna summon a mage hand to kind of pop into existence, kind of this ethereal, watery claw that just starts to try to unfasten without disturbing the skeleton too much.
Okay, they're not built for dexterity, mage hands, so it takes a little while.
Definitely not.
Are you standing where you're standing? Or are you retreating back, or...?
I think if he wants to keep an eye on it, your call. If he can shoot there or shoot there,
yeah,
if he can,
I'd say you can
get
move
some
to
distance
about
and keep eyes on it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. As you sort of gain visibility of the bracelet, you see this spectral hand starts to kind of work the mechanism. It's a very basic mechanism of a very ornate like bangle bracer. It's more of a bracer, and you hear a click, and as there's a click, suddenly like a spider's web of frost and ice just begins to kind of creep over the coffin just after the click, and then begins to melt and recede and disappear, and everything seems to lie dormant once again.
Oof. Feeling like he's disturbed the dead, he's actually going to stop and say a little kind of prayer type thing just under his breath, kind of bow his head for a second.
Okay.
I'm back. I did cast guidance on you, just so you know.
Ah, nice.
Didn't need to dip into it, but yeah, okay, so you undid the clasp on the bracelet. one of those. And it got a little bit icy, a little bit chilly, but everything seems to be fine now.
And hovering the mage hand over, he'll just kind of bring it over into his own palm and have a look at it.
So you bring the manacle over to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It seems to be very ornate. It's like a good quality gold, and on each end are an array of pearls, white pearls. Very, very decorative. Roll me a perception.
Right. How do we go this time? Oh, much better.
Very nice.
21.
Very nice. With that perception, you're able to see there's some kind of inscription written on the inside of the gold.
Ooh.
In hieroglyphs that you don't instantly recognize unless you speak Egyptian.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I don't know, could try some sort of... It's not really his bag. He's going to take it back and kind of proffer it to the rest of the group. It's like, not my forte. I don't read whatever this is, but someone a little bit more worldly with these kind of things might be better off checking this out.
Ben, do you have some sort of language deciphering spell?
I do. Oh, sorry, did you say thin rain?
Okay, whoever. If you got who's got comprehend languages, I guess.
You do. So does Qualendrit. That's good.
Would Telio perhaps know the language from his history, or?
Simon?
So you're all pouring around this thing. Yeah, I would say that Telio can have a good go at rolling history, if no one wants to use any spells.
No, we can ritual cast comprehend. Unless you want, or you can do the history check as well.
Telio has no idea.
Yeah, it eludes you at this stage.
Okay. I'll go cast comprehend languages. I guess I'm moving forward through y'all. And sorry, was it the left, right, or forwards?
It's the right is where the coffin is, but Arcano is got his mage hand holding it kind of in front of you. So it's just hovering in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
Which is a self spell, and I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear and understand any written language that I see. So I boop myself on the nose. Boop. And have a look.
So you basically you read it and a small sort of smile comes to your face when you start to decipher what it says. It says, Bisasha, a little gift for my little sister. This will help you stay safe in any of the portals that we choose to use as handmaidens of Wet Wa Wet.
Ooh. I will relay this and say there appears to be some sort of gift here to keep people safe when using the portals. It's a good thing we got to and search these before going through the portal. I'll spell handmaidens.
Okay. Is there do we check the second coffin? Well, the third coffin, whatever.
Yeah, I think that one was empty. It was already slightly open.
Okay.
Okay, so but it doesn't refer to anything else on the tablet, does it, as to what it actually is?
No, on the bracelet, no. It looks like
on the bracelet.
What?
It's on the bracelet?
The writing is on the bracelet, yeah. It's like on the inside of the bracelet.
Oh,
That you
like
just
one
decide.
ring to rule them all.
Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
gonna put on the scary bracelet.
Yeah, why not?
Who's going to the portal first?
I'll put on the scary bracelet.
You hear a Marth, and like portals are absolutely her bag. She says, "Did somebody say portal?"
I'm going to put on the bracelet and say, Marth, we're going through the portal.
She says, "Oh, fantastic," and she's like very keen to go through. And she has obviously heard what you've said, and she sort of looks at the bracelet. She goes, "Do we all get a bracelet?"
How many did we find?
Just the one.
Apparently not. Apparently there's only the one bracelet.
And did you say that you put it on, Finn? Sorry, or has no one put it on yet? Or?
Oh, I said I put it on. I say that and regretfully.
It feels very, very, very cold, but not in like a deathly way. Just colder than it should be, but by no means is it bad. It's not hurting.
It's made out of gold or something, you know, with a poor thermal conductivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a good find. By the way, its monetary value would be about 600 gold if you're writing that in your ledger.
Bracelet. What?
Alright, so are we jumping through the portal, or did we have another set of doors to open? Like, was this thing a door?
There is a door there, yep.
Or are we just bypassing going straight through a portal, see where it goes?
Doesn't hurt to poke through a door.
Who's got a coin? It doesn't hurt to poke through a door. I think that's how we found you.
Good point. We should look then.
Okay.
So we all back out, go back to the main room, and then have a look at the big door? Is that correct?
Sounds like the plan. Unless there are any objections.
What's behind door number 3?
So this is very ornate, indeed. Has a lot of hieroglyphs that basically say, here is the resting place of the great King of Death, mighty ruler, you know, that sort of thing, bigging up. It mentions wet and his continual work. What you are getting from it, though, is that it seems like when it was written, the reference is a little bit more like he's benevolent, like it's more about keeping balance, although the importance of recognizing death and that sort of thing, and perhaps it's not quite as perverted as the way that the master or later people might have skewed it. So it's a little bit more passive, but yeah, it basically says here lies within the chamber of wet. May his guidance, you know, live forever. That kind of thing, you know. It's a big double door. This one's made of stone, and it looks like there's a very kind of intricate, like a latch system. Like you have to, like it's going to take a few people to kind of pull the hand mechanisms down in place. It's like 4 levers, and they all seem to be in different positions, but they look like they can be slotted and slid to kind of meet and marry in the middle. So, I mean, that's what you see as it stands, without anyone sort of touching or what have you.
Okay. Should Dorful take a look as the best locksmith around?
Sounds good, yeah.
Dearest darling Dorful, will you please use your demonic picks to get us through this door? Matt?
What's happening?
If Matt's dozed off, Chelio has high plus to thieves' tools and actually has advantage every time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, Dorful just seems to be like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. He's just shut down, maybe contemplating life. Basically, as you come forwards, as a hardened thief, you see pretty much what I just kind of told you. Are you checking for locks or traps or candy?
I'll do a perception to check for traps first.
What is going on? I lost track.
Telio
Big
is
door.
checking out the mechanism on the door.
Oh, maybe I should have cast guidance on you.
I've done a looky. I can probably do a touch quickly as well before I do that. So if you want to give me...
Alright, here. Papa Legba will lend you his strength.
Just don't roll a 1.
And what's the... is it plus what?
It's a d4.
13 to investigate.
Nice. No,
Well, you
that's
said
really
you had
good.
advantage, didn't you?
I'm not for investigation to check it. I have advantage to pick the lock.
Ah, fair enough. Okay.
So if it looks safe to me, I'm going to pick the locks.
Okay, so they don't actually have a lock hole, as it were, a keyhole per se, but you, with those rolls, you're able to determine that it looks like the 4 handles will have to be operated by potentially 4 people at the same time. You sort of pick them up, get a weight of them, and they twist a little bit what we recognise as like a motorcycle handle, so you can twist it forwards or backwards, and then like the latch of old doors, you know, where you slide them along and then kind of like lift them up, and it looks at the moment like they're in a resting position, and it would take perhaps 4 of you at the same time. So you try one and nothing happens, you try another, nothing happens, but you hear behind the door like a whirring, as though there's a mechanism behind that kind of spins for a little while, and then it sort of goes silent.
Okay. I'll motion for a couple more people to join me to try and do it all at once.
Okay, who are you asking?
I guess Finn, and I would say Dorful if Dorful is back.
I'd say he's probably fallen asleep, but you know what? He will help out. And Finn, are you on board for
Yes.
moving one of these levers? Excellent.
100%. I have the strength.
Okay, nice.
So
who's the-
Julia
who's-
will kind of just be like 1, 2, 3, and we all go.
So there's
Sorry, do I need to make a strength check or?
4 handles. Yes, you will, please. I'll get everyone that's doing so. Obviously, Martha steps forward then, and she will also do the same
Right.
thing.
flat strength, or can I make it a athletics?
Yeah, you can use athletics.
That would be better. Oh, no, that wasn't as much better.
I have to carry the whole lot of yous, aren't I?
Okay.
Maybe I can cast it on somebody. No, guidance on somebody.
Nice. So there's only 4 mechanisms. Oh, so Arcana, have you stepped in, or you stepped in to do the last latch? There's 4 latches, like handles.
Well, we're going to use
What's happening?
I don't know. So we're trying to establish who is moving these handles, because Arcano made a roll, but he didn't say he was helping with the handles. So I'm just a bit. All right, we'll say it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right. 4. So between the 4 of you, because obviously Dorful is here, 16. It comes down to you just about do it. So your sync is a little bit off. Like some of you are stronger than others. So Finn, you're able to bring the heavy mechanism to the center of the door quicker than other people. But as you get there, you look like you're not going to make it. And then Amarth kind of just at the last minute smiles, and you get the sense that fates have shifted, and it looks like she wasn't going to make it, and you think, oh man, we didn't get to all do it this time. But when you look, you realise that you've actually all pulled it in at the same time, and she offers you a bit of a smile and a wink, and she kind of jumps and claps and says, well done, I didn't know if we'd make it there, but we found a way, fate found a way. So all the mechanisms come together and they touch. You hear this great big sort of thunderous boom as the door begins to shake and shudder as it begins to pull apart. Those closest get covered in a shower of dust as the temple begins to kind of open and sort of part ways, and it reveals a small descending set of stairs in an antechamber. It gets much darker past this point as the light can't make its way down the stairs. It's not completely it's not void of light, but it is quite dark. And I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight, because I'm a little bit tired.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Considering we already lost someone to supposed sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, thank you
And
very
on a
much.
cliffhanger.
That was very cool. So you've got in your notes, you've got a potential portal to explore, as well as the antechamber or the chamber or the tomb of Wet by Wet.
That was my bad before. I did Jess's trick. I had myself on mute while I was saying, were you going to go up and you were going to help? Yeah, I was going to help. I was totally... yep, I'm on mute. Well done.
Yeah. Well, it was... You would, let's see. If Dorful had been around, then I don't know whether you would have made it. It was more down to Amarth's lucky abilities that she has and her ability to shift fate. So perhaps a good thing that she got her hand on it.
Helpful when I come out with a 2 and Telia comes out with a 6.
Yeah.
Only good things can happen.
Tilly isn't made for strength.
It's fair.
Yeah, actually, no one is there really. Only Finn.
I'm not made for it.
No, not even by
Pure
design,
dumb
is it?
luck.
I guess we could have had 2 people on each lever and, I don't know, using some spells to help, but I think we're just a bit tired.
Yeah.